The importance of your frequency cannot be overstated. You are emitters of vibration. You are an essence that creates with its frequency. You have your hands and your tools and your computers and your minds to create with, and those are all wonderful expressions and extensions of who you really are. It will be so beneficial for you to discover that when you desire to know something, you instantaneously know it, and that you do not really need to seek information from other sources. That everything is working out in your favor in the largest sense that you can imagine that it could. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today I'm excited to read the words of the creators, channeled by Daniel Scranton. These are a little bit different than the Arcturian Council. They have their own flavor. It's really interesting. Daniel exclusively channeled the creators for several years. I've compared it to Abraham and Quo sort of merging together, which is another explanation I've given for the Arcturian Council. In any case, it's higher density beings answering questions of a spiritual nature. And in this particular channeling, they talk about the journey to the fifth dimension, respecting different points of view and people who have them. We're all ascending together. The power of frequency. Let go of your plans. Manifestation is easier than you think. How to start your day. And a number of other interesting topics. The creators. Your journey to the fifth dimension. The level of consciousness that you hold is the most appropriate for this dimension. So you are not doing anything wrong by being here at this time. By experiencing third and fourth dimensional realities, it is not because there is something that is going wrong with you that you are focused here at this time. Because the experiences that you want to have are here and now. And in order for you to have them, you must maintain this level of consciousness. When you are complete with this experience and all that you desired from it, this is when you will complete the shift to the fifth dimension and will have that level of consciousness. The reason that we are giving you this now is because we want you to understand that your journey to the fifth dimension is not dependent on you doing something or meditating more or practicing holding a frequency for hours at a time. You will get there by virtue of the fact that there is nowhere else to go. So you can relax and you can put down for a minute all the tools and exercises and processes that you are using to attempt to expedite the process. The process is the thing. That is why you are here. And that is what you wanted to experience. It is a shedding of layers, experience, and emotional trauma that you have collected. And the way you do it is the exciting part. It is the part that is most interesting, that has the most potential for growth and for learning. And it is what you will share with others in this universe as you complete that journey. We want you to enjoy this experience a little bit more because there is something that is very unique and satisfying about being where you are and having the remainder of the journey before you. If we could assure you that you will get there, then we know that you could skip and laugh all the way, but it doesn't really matter what we say to you. You would prefer to see some hard evidence that you will in fact be experiencing a fifth dimensional level of consciousness in this lifetime. So from where you are now, you can easily access what that would feel like to have completed your shift. And we would welcome you to go within and seek out that frequency that is inside of you so that you can give yourself that reassurance. And that once you have that feeling in your bodies, you will be able to face the challenges of the road ahead with a bit more light, a bit more laughter, a bit more of an open heart, and a relaxed mind. And that will create a more enjoyable experience for you as you continue on this wonderful and creative journey that you are on. Respecting different points of view and people who have them. So there are many different opinions out there, many different points of view, many who would choose to look at a situation in a way that is not only different from yours, but is absolutely opposed to yours. You have hot button topics in your world. You have things that everyone is focusing upon, and many are focusing upon in one way, and many are focusing upon in another way. And so you set up your little camps of what it is you believe, what it is you are in favor of and what it is you stand for, and you dig your heels in. Even if your stance is that this thing doesn't matter, that is still a stance you're taking as long as you are attaching yourself to that perspective. Then it is a situation where you are creating lines that divide. It is quite all right for you to have a point of view. It is quite all right for you to express your point of view. It is also very supportive and serves you and your fellow humans very well to allow others to have whatever perspective they have and to honor them. It is quite normal that you have all a different point of view because you have had different experiences that have led you to where you are today. And we are not even talking about other lifetimes where you originate from in this universe and so on. What is a wonderful thing to us is to see two people who have very different points of view on very many topics still being able to relate to one another as human beings and as beings of love and light, existing at the same time and same place, allowing one another to have different points of view and respecting each other. That is what we want most for you. It is harmony. It is releasing judgment of others for being in the opposing viewpoint camp and knowing that ultimately these differences in opinion that you have are what make this world so special. So give one another a break, cut your neighbor some slack, and know that by allowing another to have a different point of view and loving them anyway, you help to create a world where no one feels the need to terrorize anyone else. We are all ascending together. We are interested in what it is you have to say. We are learning from you as you are hearing our words and incorporating what we say into your lives. We have explored aspects of humanity, and we have discovered much about ourselves by witnessing your daily challenges and triumphs. We are not here to tell you how it is or to impart upon your wisdom that is beyond the scope of your own conscious recognition. That would be an imbalance. That would be more hierarchical, whereas what we are experiencing with you is co-creation. It is an exchange. We grow as you grow. If there is something that you would like for us to know, and this is true for all of your guides, by the way, tell us. Tell us about your experiences. Tell us what we would not be able to understand from our perspective. Give us your comments, your feedback, and we will listen and we will become better communicators with you. And we will also learn, for we are ascending as well, and every little bit helps. The power of frequency. The importance of your frequency cannot be overstated. You are emitters of vibration. You are an essence that creates with its frequency. You have your hands and your tools and your computers and your minds to create with. And those are all wonderful expressions and extensions of who you really are. But the effectiveness of the frequency that you emit is so much more than the use of any of your tools that to give you a ratio or percentage would just boggle your minds, because the difference is so immense. We want you to consider how long it would take for you to chisel through a 3-foot thick stone wall with your hands and your tools. And now we want you to consider the ease with which you could be on the other side of that wall if you were to offer a frequency that matched your being on the other side of that wall. Now, to many of you, this may sound like the harder way to be on the other side of that wall. For all you can imagine how you would take a hammer and a chisel and work your way through that stone wall and get to the other side. That is easy for most of you to imagine yourselves having the capacity to accomplish. But it is far more difficult for you to wrap your heads around the moving of your vehicle from one side of the wall to the other using nothing but your intention and your frequency. So we are not going to ask you to attempt to do this seemingly impossible thing, because it would just frustrate you. Now imagine how difficult it would be to get to the other side of that 3-foot thick stone wall if you had no tools, not a single tool at your disposal, just yourself and the wall and your desire to be on the other side. Now which way seems easier, kicking and punching and scratching your way through the wall, or deliberately offering a frequency that matches your physical body on the other side? We are not here to tell you that it is time to put down the tools that you have created to make your lives easier. But we are here to tell you that your power in frequency is what you are stepping into. And so we just want you to consider the possibility that you could be on the other side of that wall by matching the frequency of that desire and of that location. We encourage you to start with something much smaller, much easier for your mind to believe and to go from there. So for instance, let us say there is a fly buzzing around in your house and you want it to be outside. You could crack a window or a door and find the frequency of the fly being outside just to demonstrate to yourself that this is possible for you to do. And gradually, you will find that you can step yourself up to more complicated and more difficult seeming tasks than that. And by all means, have fun with this. Do not make this something that you use to grade yourself and your ability. Just play around and for now, have some fun with the fly. Aware and awake. By now, you understand the true nature of your being. You are aware and you are awake. And in some ways, there is nothing left to do. There is nothing that you must achieve. There is no series of steps that you must perform. We want you to give yourselves credit for having woken up in this day and age in the type of society that you live in. This information is not taught in your schools. It is not broadcast on your televisions. You are pioneers in this day and age. You know yourselves as source energy is a pretty big accomplishment, and you deserve to celebrate yourselves for having made that realization in this lifetime. And so what else is there for you to do now that you have this information? Well, for one, you can begin to enjoy yourselves. You can let go of all your attachments. You can sit quietly and listen. You can enjoy a sunset. You can stare at a puffy cloud. You can breathe the air. You can dance and you can sing. And you can forget anything and everything that may look like a trouble, a problem, or something that you need to worry about. Because as source energy beings, you recognize that everything is, that is all. You are everything, and everything is. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. So have the experience of your life that you choose to have. Know that you don't need to hasten your expansion or your ascension or your evolution. These things are automatic. It is built into your structure. You don't need to worry about being left behind in this process. In fact, you are the leaders of it. So the best thing that you can do now that you know yourselves as source is to live like you know yourselves as source. It is that easy. Be aware, be awake, be one with your environment, and everything else will truly take care of itself. We want you to relax, enjoy, be at peace, and love like you have no shortage at all of that frequency. Let go of your plans. Formulating a plan for your life is something that all of you feel the need to do from time to time to give you a sense of stability, and because you believe that planning for your future will ensure that you will have the experiences that you want to have. We suggest letting go of the majority of your plans and your planning behaviors, and instead open yourselves up to a wider array of experiences that are possible for you, that could come at a time that you have not planned for, that could come in a way that were not part of your plans. You have the ability to bring to you much more than your minds have the ability to imagine. So letting go of the need to know when, where, and how, and which and who will enable you to have a wider variety of experiences and will make you more of a match to the experiences that you have decided that you want. It is your ability to feel for the experience that you want to have that is far more significant and far more effective than any of the abilities that you have to plan for events. We are telling you this because we see that so many of you are living just a small fraction of the lives that are available to you. And it is because when you make plans for something to occur, usually you do from a place of not feeling complete certainty that what you are planning for will occur naturally. So we want you to realize that the energy that you are creating from is what you will receive. So as you create a plan, you create it from a certain type of energy, perhaps fear, perhaps anxiety. and perhaps excitement or joy. Only you know for sure because you are the one who is feeling what you are feeling. We invite you to stay in the joy and the excitement and the anticipation and the eagerness for whatever it is that you want to experience, and to let go of the structure that you will then tend to set in place for that event to occur. Give yourselves the opportunity to experience some spontaneity. The unexpected is often the most enjoyable experience that you can have. We support you in your desires. We support you energetically. We know how much life there is for you when you let go of your need to know when something will occur. And that is another reason why you suggest that you let go of your plans, because your plans often keep you in the linear time mentality and keep you from having the fullest experience of your now that is available to you. Manifestation is easier than you think. The creators. When the part of you that has always known who you are takes the reins of your life, you get to experience life in the way that it really is. You see, things are much easier than you might have thought they are until this point. But that is only because you cannot see how the universe works with you to create a reality. But as you take on this understanding, which is so core to who it is you really are, you will then have a much easier time in your life, because no longer will you see the necessity for struggle. You will begin using the power that has always been with you, and the power that you have unwittingly used up until this time. So remember that this is something that you already do on a subconscious level. And what you are waking up to is how to use that power that you already have more consciously. You will begin to create reality without the strain and strife and all of the actions that you would normally take to get something done, because you will have an understanding of frequency and how you access it and pulse it out. And this will be the way from now on that you will create what it is you wish to experience and the physical reality that you see around you. And you will have more fun than you have ever before, because you will be discovering that you are all superheroes and that you all have superpowers. We enjoy very much watching you in your exploration of these ideas and of your true nature, because it is like watching a toddler learn how to walk and then run. And so, yes, you already are amazing beings of immense power. And when you can recognize that and then take a few moments out of your day to practice using that power with a sense of joy, you will see how easy and exciting your lives can be. It is our pleasure to help guide and assist you in this endeavor of becoming the humans that have full power and potential realized, manifested, and with that sense of compassion and love that you bring from having had the experiences that you have had up until this point. We see that everything that you find to be unjust or wrong about your world to be serving you very well, because when you have great power, you will want to use that power with your fellow humans, animals, and plants in a sense of harmony that will lead to a greater experience for all. You are infinite beings, and you create using energy that is coming from an infinite source. Get ready for a new way of living and be prepared for an immense sense of freedom and love and passion for life. We are pleased at what you have already discovered about yourselves, and we look forward to bringing you along on the rest of your journey. Have fun. How to start your day. Before you get too caught up in what it is that you have to do in a given day, allow yourselves to get that first priority in place for your existence. Set aside what it is that needs to be done, or that you simply want to get done, and focus on what it is you want to vibrate. You might even want to put this into your calendars. Why is it so important for you to decide? Because if you do not decide what it is you want to vibrate in a given day, then someone or something or some force is going to decide for you. It is part of the process of your evolution to operate in this way, and it is also a part of your manifestation process. So we don't want you to think about what it is that you want and then base what vibration you choose in order to attract that which you have decided you want. But instead, we are asking you very simply, what is it that you want to emanate? What is it that you want to hold in your beingness throughout the day. It will have an effect on your manifestations, but more importantly, it will dictate how it is that you receive that which comes to you. All of you have some experiences left to have before you shift into fifth dimensional beings. And so given that you will have certain experiences that you signed up for before you incarnated, why not decide how you're going to experience those events by choosing what it is that you would like to put forth into the world, no matter what is happening? Begin this process gently. Do not expect that you will be able to hold your frequency for an entire 24-hour period, but let this beginning of the day process be the way that you remind yourselves that you are in fact the ones who are deciding what it is you vibrate, and give yourselves that beautiful experience of consciously choosing and then watching what unfolds as a result. Have a wonderful time with this, because your approach to it is also going to affect what it is that you manifest and how it is you are responding to experiences. We want you to create from that place of wanting to be the vibration rather than wanting to affect everything else with it. And if you take that approach, there is no possible way that you can get it wrong. Ascension 101. Before you can become that which you are ascending into, you may have some experiences that you would rather not have. However, you will find that there is a certain necessity for you to create scenarios for yourselves that will get you in touch with very specific stored emotions. These may not look like the emotions that you are accustomed to feeling. They may have an intensity to them that is unknown to you. But they will not be just for the sake of your suffering. They will be experiences that you have decided to take on because you wanted to be of service, and because you wanted to have a full spectrum of emotions and experiences, so that you will be able to hold a level of compassion for your fellow beings that you have been unable to access up until now. So you see, there are very specific experiences that you simply signed up for in this lifetime. And if you're willing to accept that, and if you're willing to experience whatever comes your way without resistance and without self-judgment, you will feel a cleansing of yourself through the experience. You will know yourselves as lighter beings because you will have let go of the stored traumas that are inactive currently, but still running beneath the surface. We tell you this not to scare you, not to put you on high alert, and not to create within you the expectation that you have a hard road ahead of you. We just want you to understand that when you find yourselves in the midst of a very challenging situation in your lives, and you find yourselves at your knees crumbling in a pile on the floor, that you have not done something wrong to put yourself in that place. You're not being punished because you were bad in another lifetime, and you are certainly not being tested by the Almighty. Instead, you have decided from the broader perspective that you really are, that you wanted to show yourselves your strength, and you wanted to know yourselves as powerful beings who could take on extreme challenges, and know yourselves as the creators of those experiences. Nothing is ever your fault, but everything is your creation, and the sooner you accept your lives as your creations and your emotions as yours to feel, the sooner you can get on to a time when everything that you create will be from your current conscious self, and everything that you feel will be a choice that you make in the moment. And when you get back to that place, you will look back at this time and you will appreciate what it is that you decided to put yourselves through. Because having had those experiences, you will most certainly be able to choose for your highest good, and you will also be much more compassionate to your fellow beings, no matter what it is they are deciding to create. Removing the illusion of separation. Be one with the people that surround you because they are not really separate from you. Allow yourself to become one with whomever you are with, to let your experience be an experience that you are sharing and co-creating at the same time. Let yourself merge with the energy of the other, because this is happening anyway. So there is no need to try to maintain a sense of separation from the other. When you have experienced up until now is a sense of separation, but that has been an illusion, just as many things in your reality are. So now it is a time for you to let yourselves experience the truth that is the oneness of all. We are asking you to start with the individual or individuals that are in your immediate surroundings. Allow yourself to be tuned to that person and be willing to accept where it is they are and where it is you are. Communicate with one another about what it is you're feeling in the moment. The realization that you are one will eliminate any need for you to be right or righter than the other. Instead, you may see that what it is you are doing for one another is being reflections to make yourselves more aware of what frequencies you are running. This will serve you very well because the key to your adjustment of your frequency is awareness of your frequency. And when you run and hide from others, you are running and hiding from yourself because you do not like feeling certain frequencies. What we are asking you to do is become comfortable and accepting of all frequencies, to be aware and to accept. And then when the two of you are able to feel what you're feeling, communicate about it, accept it. The two or more individuals can run a different energy experience, and together you will find that it is even more enjoyable. This is what true bonding is. You have all the answers. When you discover that you contain within you information that you can use to guide yourselves and to serve others, then it would be a benefit for you to look within for your answers, for your guidance, for anything that you seek. It can all be found within you. You are like giant storage devices with trillions of cells, each of which contain their own history, their own unique information, and this information pertains to not only you, not only your genetic line, but also all the other beings who have ever been incarnate on this planet. It will be so beneficial for you to discover that when you desire to know something, you instantaneously know it, and that you do not really need to seek information from other sources. However, if that is something that you want to do, if that is something that you desire in your life, then by all means look for other perspectives. That can be a fun endeavor, but you are a self-contained, self-sustaining unit, so there cannot possibly be something that would exist outside of you that would be of more benefit to you than the guidance that exists within you. So we are advocating that you decide that you are the ones who are your best guides, and that you give yourself permission to crack your own codes, to enlighten yourselves, and to access everything that you need to access to live happily ever after. There is no better source of information than the being that is desiring that information, because you see, the question and the answer are like two sides of the same coin. And so, of course, if you have one side of the coin, you must have the other side as well. Now take into consideration the fact that you are the one who is living your life, and you are the one who has had all the experiences that you have had. So your perspective on your life must contain more information than anyone else's perspective on it. It simply can be no other way. You may be in denial, and that may prevent you from knowing something or seeing something from the perspective of another. And you can always tell what you are in most denial about by what really stirs you up, what causes you to constrict yourself and to access resistance. Whenever you find yourself in that state, ask yourself if you are in denial about whatever it is that is before you, whatever it is you are hearing. And above all else, be willing to trust yourselves, to know that if you're getting something that, even though it is coming from you, it is still what you are getting. There is nothing random about anything that you receive or that you experience or that you come across in this lifetime. Not a single moment of it is unplanned and unorchestrated. So whatever you receive, it is well worth your while to give it as much credence as you would if you were coming from Source itself. Time does not exist. We love telling you that there is no such thing as time. We love making you short-circuit your brains with that one. We want you to get out of your minds completely. And so when we tell you something that your minds cannot comprehend, it delights us. You have a concept of time. You have your experiences of time, but most of the time it is because you are thinking, and you are thinking about something that will happen, that you want to happen, that might not happen or that has happened. This gives you the illusion of time, but in reality you are not experiencing your reality in a linear way. You are making connections between one event and another that do not really exist. They are separate. Those moments that you experience are unique and exist as if they were islands in a vast ocean of moments/islands. So how do you use this information to benefit yourselves? When we give you something like this, it is to plant a seed so that you can begin to let go of the idea that one thing leads to another. and you are doomed to repeat your history and so on. And that way you can, if you decide to do so, choose which moment you would like to experience next. We want you to believe that this is possible. Your simultaneous lifetimes. The approach that you have to your life is easy for you to understand when you consider that you are a being that has created and continues to create many different simultaneous experiences. So in this lifetime, you will encounter various challenges, have particular relationships, give yourself certain abilities, and have a harder time with other areas in your life. And all of these traits and circumstances combine to give you the experience that you have, which is very particular to you and to this lifetime. If you want to understand why you are where you are, and why you do what you do, and why certain individuals are in your life, all you have to do is look into those aspects of you that are having simultaneous experiences. So you have many teachers who will tell you about your past lives, and it is important for you to understand that all those lives, even though they were chronologically in the past, are still active. That those experiences that your oversoul has and continues to have, in spite of the fact that by the measuring of your calendar, those versions of you are long gone. Now, the reason that we give you this and the significance that it has to this lifetime and what you are experiencing in this now moment is the impact that you have on those other aspects by living the life that you are living, and also the impact that they can have on you if you allow them. So you are more than meets the eye. You have so many different perspectives going on at once, and yet it serves you very well to pay particular attention to this one, because whatever is happening now for a reason, and it is there for you to grow from, to learn from, and by all means to enjoy. The aspects of yourself that would exist in your future are also active and also exist in this moment. And so you can draw from their knowledge, from their experience as well. And we give you this primarily to help you to understand the life that you are living now, rather than to give you the impression that any of these other aspects of yourself are in some way more important than you, or in some way have more influence on your life than this version of you does, because you are the one who chose this life and these circumstances, but you chose them very specifically, and you wanted to have the experience of balance with all of those other incarnations so that you could work together. So rather than getting caught up in the details of who you were in the past, who you will be in the future, and so on, we want you to understand more and more that you are a member of a team. And the team is working together, whether you realize it or not. The circumstances of your life are serving in so many unimaginable ways to your consciousness that we just want to give you the bigger picture here, and to let you know that everything is working out in your favor in the largest sense that you can imagine that it could. These channelings from the creators, delivered by Daniel Scranton, all have a unique flavor to them. We get a variety of different discussions, from manifestation to ascension to the discussion of time. Understand that they're explaining that manifestation is easier than you think. And you're going to begin using this power that you have within you as we go through this shift into the fifth dimension, and that it is something that you're already doing on a subconscious level, and you're waking up to how to use this power that you've already been using subconsciously, more consciously. And you're going to begin to create reality without the sort of strain and strife and all the actions that you would normally take to get something done. That this is going to become easier and easier and easier. And they're watching us in this process, and it is part of the process of awakening and ascending is learning how to manifest. They give us instructions on how to start every day, the intentions that we set for our day, an explanation of ascension in the way that we are being given very specific experiences, that these experiences have been planned out, and they may appear as struggles, but in reality, they are there to help aid us in our transition into the fifth dimension. And as we do this, we start to remove the illusion of separation and we become aware of our oneness. You have all the answers. All the answers that you need are within you. And at the end, they really emphasized that time doesn't really exist, that there are these islands of time that are all happening at the same time. Essentially, with the Oversoul right now, your lifetime in the 1600s, your lifetime in the year 800, and your life now are all happening at the same time. There are many different aspects of yourself. And so you don't need to get caught up in the details of who you were in the past or who you'll be. You need to understand more and more that you're a member of this sort of overall team that's ascending into a larger experience. And you are assimilating this information and knowledge about who you truly are. There's so much more to it than that, but I'd love to know your favorite aspects. And if you want me to continue reading from the creator's channelings, I'll be happy to do so. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.